They made $1 trillion with Biden, $1 trillion, even $1.1 trillion with Biden selling this stuff. Much of it we don't need. You know, somebody said, oh, the shelves are going to be open. Well, maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30, you know? And maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally.
President Trump trying to lower expectations and provide some clarity for the American consumer on the impact of tariffs. Joining us now for more is founder of Auto Workers for Trump 2024, Brian Pannebecker, and financial expert and author of Be Smart, Pay Zero Taxes, Mark Quann. Great to see you both.
Thanks for having me here.
So, Mark, let's start with you. Should children be worried that the president is right and there might be less toys under the Christmas tree this year?
It's a possibility, but you know, I grew up pretty poor. If I only had 2 gifts, it didn't really damage me. We don't need 30 gifts to be like healthy children. You know, but also, why not invest in financial literacy? I've taught an 18-year-old the buy, borrow, die strategy, and I've taught a guy who's 82 years young the buy, borrow, die strategy, all middle America. So invest in your financial IQ, get them a book and start teaching them financial literacy.
Exactly. You know what? You brought me back, Mark, because I only got 1 gift and I didn't even pick it. They chose it for me, right? So yeah. Be grateful. That's the message there. But Brian, President Trump paid a visit to Michigan, getting a warm welcome from Governor Whitmer. Also, announcing that more auto jobs are on their way. Has President Trump become the American auto industry biggest ally because he's getting things done?
Absolutely. We've been waiting 30 or 40 years for a president like Donald Trump. And the tariff regimen that he's implemented is going to take a little bit of time to have an effect, but in 6 months or a year, you're going to see plants opening and products being brought back to the United States that had left decades ago. You know, the big 3 here in Detroit have been shipping their plants down to south of the border to Mexico for decades. Ross Perot was right when he said if NAFTA was signed into law, we'd hear a giant sucking sound. Well, we're going to get some of those jobs back, and Donald Trump knows how to do it. So we love the guy. We had a super high energy rally or celebration, I guess, last week, and the auto workers are just really excited about what he's doing.
Amen, Brian. My name is John Burnett, and I approve Brian's message. But Mark, President Trump was on Meet the Press this morning and was asked if these tariffs are here to stay. Take a listen.
Are these tariffs permanent, Mr. President?
Depends on what you're talking about. One of the things that is going to bring and has brought, so I think we probably have close to $9 trillion of investments coming into this country. If you look at other presidents, there's never been anything like that. This is over a period of 2 months. You got to give me a little break on the 1 month because we're 3 months. But, you know, let's say we had to get started. We had a lot of fake news at the beginning, so we had to beat that down.
You know, Mark, I always said that, you know what, we need to get these tariff deals done, signed, and delivered within the second quarter so that way it can work its way into the economy in the third quarter so that way people can start realizing the benefits. So when do you see the benefits of Trump's tariff strategy?
You know what? A tariff is a financial tool. A tax is a financial tool that penalizes hard work. It actually penalizes hard work, taxes do. A tariff is a financial tool that penalizes companies for producing things in other countries. It's a temporary vehicle. He can put it on things that he wants to tariff and put it on others. Definitely tariffing auto manufacturers of companies that produce their cars in Mexico. It's worked over and over again, and it's going to work again. So a tariff is a great financial tool. If used with financially with a purpose, it's a great tool to bring jobs back to America, and we're going to make Michigan a great again, maybe.
Exactly. You know, Brian, the clock is ticking to the midterm elections. With more auto jobs coming back to America, how quickly do you think these factories will be up and running?
Well, what's going to happen, John, is a lot of the plants up here in the Detroit area have been running below capacity. So immediately they're going to bring product back into these plants, and start ramping them up to full capacity. There's also shifts or plants that are not running 3 shifts or 2 shifts. Assembly plants ideally would like to run 3 shifts around the clock to utilize that overhead and be cost effective. So those things are going to happen immediately. But you're right. We need to start showing results here in the second quarter because those midterms are looming and Trump has to show progress quickly in order to maintain the majority in Congress. And I know he knows that. I spoke to him about it backstage at the rally last Tuesday here in Macomb County, and he's moving as quickly as he can. Unfortunately, we have the Democrats who are working against America's MAGA agenda. You know, MAGA stands for Make America Great Again. The Democrats don't want that to happen, so they're dragging their feet and trying to slow him down. They're putting these court cases against him, trying to drag him into court, everything he does. So hopefully he'll start getting results in the second quarter.
My take, it's a win-win. Even if the factories are not up and running, at least the groundbreaking will occur. And guess what? You have to hire people to build the factory. Those are jobs. But tax season 2025 is over. How do you see these tariffs affecting tax season 2026, Mark?
You know what? It's only going to affect you if you actually read the strategies that I teach in the book. Like I said, I spent a lot of time teaching wealthy people how to legally avoid taxes. I took the same strategies and said, hey, how can ordinary Americans do this, right? I was a teamster in a factory a long time ago, right? So I've been the factory worker. I've been the construction worker. I've been the plumber. I've done roofing. I've done all those things. So I took this book, I simplified it. This is my 4th book. This one was written and dedicated to ordinary Americans, including factory workers and college dropouts like me. So we can help all ordinary Americans can build wealth just like the billionaires using the buy, board, I strategy. And you could even start with $100 to start.
Exactly. Well, it goes way beyond just a tax break. It's zero taxes. Brian Pannebecker and Mark Quann, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, John.
You got it. So Be Smart, Pay Zero Taxes is available everywhere books are sold. Or get this book today with a free offer. It's a $25 value. Call or go online and check it out.